everyone, I thought it would be fun to do a little 8-part series from this book. This is Johanna Basford's Small Victories postcard book. It's not available in English. This is a German and I did get this off Amazon, so it is available if you want to buy it. I have done a flip through as well, so I thought we would do this page. Now these particular pictures in Johanna Basford's Small Victories book, there are more on the page than these. These are about the size they are on the page, so I thought it would be colourable. So if you haven't done it in the book, you can do it with me or whatever, but I just thought it would be fun. And I really want to do these. This page is also Johanna's colouring competition that has now finished, but she's got a download of some of the pictures on her website. And I was thinking also you might have started the page for her colouring competition, maybe not had time to finish it. This is the bottom of the page, so it might just be an opportunity for you to colour along and get that finished, whatever. Anyway, I wanted to do it and I thought it'd be fun. I'm going to be using my Tombow Irojiten pencils. Now these are a set that I don't use very often. I need to use more. And probably most of you don't have, I'm guessing. I've got a swatch chart of them here, which is available in my Ko-fi shop in case you want to have a look at the colours. If you want me to do a comparison chart with a set of pencils that you have, for example, your nearest matches in Prismas or Polys or Castles or whatever it might be, let me know, and if I've got that set of pencils I will make a chart for you. So that there's a spelling mistake in my chart. Anyway, doesn't matter. But anyway, we're going to just have a go. The reason I've picked these is because they sharpen to a nice fine point, which obviously I need for this, and I haven't used them for a while, so 2 reasons. And yeah, I thought it would be fun. So let's go. We've got a floral roofed house on this one, so let's start with some greens and then see where it takes us. So quite a few of the Tombows are quite pale, but that's okay. I'm going to start with the sort of grass colour. I'm thinking the forest green is probably a good choice. Just trying to see what's what. I'm finding it quite hard to see the colour names on my pencils because of the light in here. So here's the forest green. And they're quite hard to get out of the pencil case as well. I don't know why, because they're not thick. I'm not sure. I'm going to give it a sharpen. I'm going to use this for the grass and just start there. Now colouring grass, these little tiny ones, is quite tricky to know what to do to make them interesting, really. I'm just going to block them in because they're so small. I've just picked this particular shade of green because I really like it. It's quite vibrant. As I say, some of the Tombow colours aren't very vibrant. Some of them are neons, so they're very vibrant but in a different sort of way. So there's quite a mix, and I tend to use the more intense colours more. They're my shortest ones, but I'd say I haven't used them enough really. So that's why I'm doing this now. And I'm going to grab the Spruce, which is a bit darker, to do a few shadowy bits on the grass. So a little bit at the bottom, maybe, just to make it look a little bit less flat. That'll do, I think. Now we have our flower. I really need to decide what colour I'm going with this. I am thinking maybe the purple. There is a really pretty wild grape colour which I may grab. Where's that? Down here. Here it is. Wild grape. And I'm just going to sharpen it. I'm going to be sharpening everything. Tends to be the way with a small picture. I'm going to put a layer down, thinking that that bit's probably green, So I'm just going to put a layer down here. Now, as I said, this is a really pretty colour, but I'm just going to put a medium pressure layer down because I want to add some more colour in a minute. So just a base to start with, and then we'll go over it, and we'll get some green on there too, of course. I hope everyone's well today. Up for a new series. My members, of course, would have had the whole series either today or a few days ago. I try my hardest to remember to get members out a few days before, but I don't always have it ready, to be honest. But members tend to get a whole new series as a compilation. This is the, what's it called? Iris Violet. I can't see it in there. And what I want to do is make these petals a little bit shaped by putting some darker colour along the edges, and then just gently bringing that in. So the members get them early. Now every month, I don't know how long this is going to continue for, YouTube allow me to give out free memberships to, I think it's 10 members, 10 subscribers. So if you subscribe to the channel and you have your account set up so you can receive gifts, then you might get a free membership. What happens is I just click that I want to give away memberships, and YouTube randomly picks people to receive them who have got their sort of options turned on. We're going to go back to the wild grape now. I'm going to do these little buds first. And yeah, so it gives them away. But I obviously have paid members. I really appreciate that. I feel it's a little bit sad that they can't give them to paid members for you to have sort of a free month or whatever, because you've been so loyal and kind, and I really appreciate it. But I think the idea from YouTube's perspective, I'm just going over the top of those darker areas and trying to just blend them in a little bit more. I think the idea from YouTube's perspective is that it encourages people who aren't members to find out what membership is all about, and then they might pay for it. Because obviously YouTube take a cut, and they just trying to find the peony pink. The way the light is shining in here, it's really difficult to see the pencil names. So that's what I think the thinking is. It sounds like I'm being a bit peony pink. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm going to put a bit on the tip. But anyway, and that's how it works. So make sure you subscribe, initiate first, and make sure you have your gifts switched on. To be honest, I can't remember how to do it. But if you go into, if you're in YouTube, once you finish watching this video, have a little look. Now I'm thinking I want this house a pale purpley colour. I'm going to go for the Crocus. Here it is. Yeah, go into the help section and you can be able to look it up. I guess that's the best advice I can give you. So here is our Crocus. I'm going to do the house. I want it a bit darker on the edge. I'm going to try and layer up a little bit more there and then fade it in a bit. It might become a bit too pale. I shall see how it looks. I think that's okay. I'm just going to intensify it a little bit. Go back over it. This is the key when you're using a harder pencil, is to keep layering up. And of course you don't have to layer up with the same colour. You can do the chimney as well. You can do layers of different colours to get a different, to make a different colour, or to put shadow in, or whatever you want to do. There we go. Door. I think the door frame I'm going to do in this wild grape, so it sort of matches in. Just going to block that in, I think, and the handle. I'm going to sneeze. Alright, oh, sorry about that. Now the door, I'm going to mix some colours up. So I'm going to start with the Crocus, which I realise is the same colour as the building, so it won't show up, but I'm just going to pop down this as a base to start with. Then I'm going to grab the wild grape and I'm going to do a few patches of that, and I'm thinking if we stick to some sort of horizontal lines like that, I mean that's obviously the colour of the door frame, so we're going to go in with, whoops, try and pick up the right pencil, the Peony pink, which we use just the tips. Just going to put a little bit on here, just going to sort of randomly put a few strokes of it around just to make it look a little bit pinker. Maybe that doesn't show up, maybe a little bit more. And then I want to make it look slightly shadowed around the frame, so I'm going to use this darker iris violet just to put in right along the edge of the frame a dark line to make it look like the door is slightly set back and under the handle, to make that stand out, and then maybe even on these actual stripes to make it look like maybe the door has a bit of shape. Now I also want a bit of shadow underneath the roof, but I can't use the dark purple because we've actually used that on the roof, so I'm going to try and find a darkish grey. I think I might have to use the black. Actually, we don't really have a really dark grey, so I'm going to use the ivory black. You need to be careful with black. If you use too much it can look quite dirty, so I'm just going to gradually build it up, use just a little bit and sort of see how it looks just around and under. Yeah, that'll do. And I'm going to put a little bit where the grasses overlap as well. There we go. Now we need to do our green florals here, leaves here. I want something a little bit lighter, I feel, but not too light. We have a parrot green which is rather nice, and I think it will match the purple quite well because it's a sort of vibrant bluey green, I guess. Just trying to sharpen it a bit. There we go. So here it is, parrot green. I'm going to do the very thinnest part first, where my pencil's nice and sharp. Not that these go blunt too quickly because they are a fairly hard pencil, but even so. Then I'm just going to fill in all the rest to start with a medium sort of pressure, leaving some tooth in case I want to add a little bit more colour, a different shade. Now what I feel from these Tombows is that there aren't really enough darker colours, but when you buy the sets, they're quite a strange pencil. You buy them in sets of little boxes and you get them. So for example, I'm just trying to decide what to do. I think I'm going to layer it up here and see if I can get enough contrast without using another colour. So yes, you get them in boxes and groups. You usually buy them in threes, I think. And so there's a couple of pastel boxes, fluorescents. I think there's 2 fluorescent, not sure. And then there's some more intense ones. They've got different names. So there's VP, which is very pale, P, which is pale, LG, I'm not sure what that is, DL. Those are, there are some, the DLs are a sort of earthy tones. things like that. So there's a sort of mix within the boxes. But I found to get the ones that I wanted, I ended up having to buy them all. Actually, husband treated me, which is kind of him. So here we want to try and intensify in there. If you're finding that you can't get the colour, I'm going to have a look, see what I've got. I am thinking the teal blue might help us here. It might not work. Watch first, just in case it all goes horribly wrong. But I'm thinking I might be able to use this dark teal blue to darken the areas. So I'm thinking in here I want it darker. I can add a bit of this. And here. What do you think? I think that's worked quite well. And then in there and there. Just sort of adds a little bit of shadow. A bit up here. I'd quite like to put a bit on the end of here. I think those bits look a little bit boring. There we go. Okay, I am happy with that now. I think I am going to leave that there. I'm not sure how long it's taken me. I'm just going to brush it off. We've got a few bits on there. There we go. So there is our first little one. What I'm going to try to do is to use a different selection of colours for each one. But I probably try not to go too pale because some of them are so pale that I think it's going to look a little bit odd. But yeah, I'm going to try and incorporate some paler colours as well. But we'll see how it all goes. But there is our first one. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Hope you have a super day and happy colouring.